Both of us. Good to see ya.
Last time we surfed together was in Chopu, 2014.
Was that our last heat together?
Next one with you.
Relax, mate. I don't know. I'll have to check that. I need to do more training, for sure. I haven't done enough. Well, every time you throw a jersey on, you're going to get competitive. It's in our blood. But, I mean, hopefully it's just fun waves and we get a few chances at riding a few fun waves, really. That's all I want to do.
Of course, I'm home. I'll feel a bit of pressure to win. So I'll be there trying my best for sure.
Finals day in Ericeira. It all comes down to midday on a Sunday in the surfing capital of Portugal. It's the EDP Billabong Pro. Just 2 more heats to go, of course. The last one we'll see will be the final, but before that, let's turn our attention to the U and the C Heritage Heat, featuring 2 of the iconic figures of our sport. Taj Burrow out of Western Australia, of course, our co-commentator throughout the week here. And Tiago Pires, one of the outstanding Europeans, and straight down to business early on.
Oh,
it's Taj.
Seeing Taj Burrow in a singlet, I'm just having all sorts of flashbacks here, Paul. I'm just thinking of all the times he surfed so great. And look at him. I'll tell you what, the time in the booth hasn't hurt his surfing. He's been absolutely tearing this one up. I mean, I'll tell you what, this is kind of CT level, are we talking, Paul, do you think? Or he's had a bit of a knee injury, Taj, but he just ripped that wave to shreds all the way, and I bet you he finishes it. Of course he does. And the crowd goes wild.
3 words, Benjamin. Still got it.
The future. I know it's 2 words. But look at Saca though. Oh, he's also had a few injury worries, but look, he's floating down the line. He knows his wave. Not a bad dismount. Yeah, so Perez up and straight into it.
If stand up here, Saca might be interested. No one can beat this man's local knowledge on this wave. He'll use that priority. A deep one here, Tiago. And he will just look for this one to stand up here. Gets a nice little double up section. He puts himself steep behind it. Here he goes, a little flick off that rail. There's the Saca turn out of the lip. And again, another nice belt from him with some release. So swinging down through an inside section. Got a good wave here. There will be no man alive or woman who knows this wave better than Tiago Pires. And he'll just keep on swinging on an inside. Couple of nice hits there, up in the lip, and he'll tag it again. And we'll get a big roar from the beach here. Good wave for Tiago.
Yeah, Taj versus Tiago should be pretty cool to watch. I mean, I'm great friends with Taj. It'd be cool just to catch up with him, I think, at Ericeira. And yeah, him surfing against Tiago should be pretty spectacular to watch, bringing them both back.
It's going to be a sick hit, and he knows Ericeira, well. So I think I'm going for Tiago.
Yeah, hopefully the Aussie can get one up on him.
I don't know, it's going to be a sick one to watch, but I have to go with Tiago.
It's going to be good waves. I think they're both going to surf super good.
Saca, obviously, it's by far one of the best surfers in Ribeira D'Ilhas.
Nah, Tiago's a great surfer as well, local boy, so hopefully be some fireworks and good waves for it. Looks like the swell's going to be epic.
Taj is probably one of my favorite surfers.
Yeah, they're both a couple of my favourite surfers, actually.
I'm a fan of Taj since the beginning, and then Tiago is a legend of the spot, so
I got to go Taj. Yeah, Aussie.
Oof, I don't know who to pick, because Taj is Taj, and Saca is Saca too. He's gnarly, and especially at Ribeira D'Ilhas, she's gnarly. So it's gonna be a tough one. I don't know. I'm saying 50-50. They both retired, and I don't know if who's surfing more. I know Tiago had the injury, but we'll see. But it's gonna be a good one, that's for sure.
On that, and he's not made his way all the way back out. He's snaffled something here. Here goes Burrow. Of course, winner of 12 Championship Tour events, 2-time runner-up for the world title. And over here, ripping in Ericeira, still looks absolutely razor sharp. Found himself a great little way through the inside. Nice variety from Taj. And still looking in very fine fettle down in here. Already got a big number 883. Just finish off on the inside there.
Taj, as Ramsey said. He goes, look at this wave. He's got that board. Just bangs the tail out there, and this phone climb was it's classic Burrows, isn't it? And wrapping around. Also, I think probably one of the great retirements in the history of not just surfing,
a real clean
of
retirement.
sport. Yeah. I mean, I don't know about tennis. We talk about tennis, football, the different ways of doing it, but I reckon, and Tiago Pires is absolutely fundamental in the growth of surfing in Portugal.
Here he goes. Found himself a wave, Tiago. A little softer on the outside. He'll just kind of hook this one. And now he'll spy a little section down the line. Good speed from him. Kind of grabs that rail early on in that turn. He just rips one down. And he'll try and connect in here. Just wait patiently, see if he gets an inside bowl. Eventually he'll get there. Here goes Tiago Saca Pires through to an inside, which he doesn't like that much.
First wave, he just ripped so hard and so cool to watch. It's great to see him surf in person, and competing against Saca here is amazing.
All right, well, congrats on your performance this week, and we'll see you in France next week.
Yeah, see you there.
All right, back up to you guys in the box.
Well done, Yagadura. Thanks, Bins. Here goes Taj flying down the line on that one. I was just starting to think, is he looking for a punt? That world title conversation, and he was just coming up against, well, a couple of just incredible athletes in full flow at the time. But you got to think the Pipe Masters win is a pretty good one to have. We did have a little chat about the trophy cabinet. Here he goes, and swinging down here on a meaty wave, Burrow. He's got a big lead. What's he going to do here? Maybe a couple of nails in that coffin as he'll rip one off the top. Classic Burrow. And that board still just looks amazing under his feet. It's such a cool turn on the end. And he likes it with a little flick off at the end. And the crowd, even though, well, you'd be thinking most of those would be supporting their man, Tiago Pires, they can't help but appreciate that kind of stuff.
Boom, Mel. Boom. Captain, the captain of the commentary team. Boom. Now, I went big thinking. I went Burrows. I want Burrow in. I didn't think it would happen. I just, but when
Dream big, Mundy.
When you dream big, mate, things happen, Paul. It's happened.
If you can dream, you can fly. Taj Burrow with a 9.2 for his last wave. He's absolutely waxing Saca down here.
If Tiago gets a 19 on this wave, he could take it out. But there he goes. And last, here we go. Let's watch Tiago just to see him surfing, driving off that same old style. That's it. That's a heritage heat wrap, and what a performance. Of course, Taj gets one more in after the hooter. Classic Taj.
So it's been epic seeing these two in a singlet. And they have put on a show for us down here, just warming up our crowd for the final. It is finals day at the EDP Billabong Pro. We're going to get a break. The last and most important heat of a big week of surfing in Portugal is coming up live right after this.
All right, Taj Burrow, I think he might have just dropped the best two-wave total of the whole event. So the big question is, why'd you retire?
I'm sure there was a few heritage bonus points in there. It was fun. I was, pretty nervous leading into it. I know it's only for fun, but, we had like 2 weeks to think about it. And of course, when you throw the singlet on, you want to win. Like, I wanted to win. I know Tiago wanted to win. He's got his whole Portuguese, fan base behind him. And I wanted to win because he comboed me in the last time we met. So, yeah, I had a lot of time to think about it. I know he was super bloody nervous too. But yeah, I just wanted to catch a couple of waves and find my feet and just make sure I caught waves. And I had fun. Stoked. It's been insane.
3-4 foot rippable right with jet ski assist. That's the dream, isn't it?
Oh, thank God. I mean, I was huffing and puffing by the end. The waves are so slopey that you really have to use your body a lot. You really have to put a lot of effort into each turn. And I know Tiago told me when he got out the back, he completely ran out of steam on his last turn, and I felt the same. I was pretty gassed, but I was just running on adrenaline because it was fun.
The last time you surfed in Ribeira, you won a junior, so I'm guessing you've gone back-to-back heat wins. Well done.
Junior to senior.
Just skip the opens.
Yeah, mate, I'm happy. This beach has been good to me, for sure.
And, fun week here in Ericeira, the big Billabong store opening, and seeing all sorts of, old friends and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. I got to catch up with heaps of crew that I haven't seen in a long time. Got to watch, a lot of the Aussies do really well on the event. We've had a great time doing stuff with Billabong, big store opening. Got to commentate some heats, which was really fun. And Ericeira is just a great place to be a tourist in general. It's so many good places to eat and fun things to do, and the waves are everywhere. Loved it.
And Stu Kennedy's in the final now up against Sam Pupo. He named his firstborn child after you?
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, it's classic. I've been hanging with Stu a bit. He's a funny character, and it's good to see him make the final, and I'll be going for him.
All right, Taj Burrow, we've loved having you here this week, mate, and let's get you a few more of these events, eh? It's been fun.
One a year, mate. It's enough.
All right, well, you go into Coolangatta and there's a Mick Fanning Rip Curl store. You come to Ericeira, there's the Tiago Pires Quicksilver store. You're the man around town. How'd it feel to have all this support behind you in that last Heritage Heat just then?
Yeah, thanks Quicksilver for the store. No, it's super fun. You know, Taj is one of my all-time idols. You know, I always looked up for him, to him when I was a kid. And, we did a few fair hits on the CT together. And I think I retired 1 or 2 years before him. So there's 1 or 2 years more of bad life, and I think it all showed this today on this heat. So I know it was a bit tricky. The tide was coming in pretty fast, although I knew which ones to look for, I couldn't really get them out there. And Taj was also, he had a little bit of advantage because he was trying to give me a payback from Tahiti, and it worked.
We were trying to figure it out this week. We were thinking maybe you first met when you were both sponsored by Billabong on the Alley-Oop, the old Jack McCoy movie, which would have been 1996 maybe?
7. Yeah, it's fun because I spent my whole career in between these two companies. First Quicksilver and then Billabong for 12 years, and then now Quicksilver for the last 9 years. So it's pretty much I'm a part of the memorabilia of the company, and feel really blessed to have really great support behind me. And it's beautiful to be living this present moment in Portugal and Europe and watching the sport being so well taken care of. And I think we're doing a great job of here.
Yeah, tell us about the whole Portuguese surf scene, because this is easily one of the best qualifying series events. The guys who run all the surfing over here are really on the ball, and it's just growing, going from strength to strength.
Yeah, I couldn't thank him enough. We're sort of at the same age. We competed in the junior events back in the days. Francisco is doing a really great job. There's another Francisco also doing a really great job with the national comps. So I think surfing is on the right hands. It's going to be keep building and growing as a sport in Portugal, and I couldn't see any better prospects for the future.
So these days, who's the biggest star, Ronaldo, Frederico, or Tiago?
Frederico is definitely doing a really great job, and following up the work I did. He's a really good ambassador for the sport. Fierceful competitor. That's what we need, and someone who represents us. And he just qualified Portugal for the Olympics not long ago in Japan. So he's doing an amazing job. But Ronaldo is an alien.
Could you have imagined when you first met Taj in '96 that in 2020 there'd be a Portuguese flag at the Olympics for the surfing?
Nah, not at all, man. It's like it's a dream run, and I think the sport's gonna keep getting bigger and bigger and growing. And who knows where we're gonna be in 10 years? With this sport, we might be driving private airplanes for the venues.
I think that's how Kanoa's planning on getting from Tokyo to Chiba next year. Tiago Pires, on behalf of everyone, muito obrigado. Thank you so much for having us in Portugal this week.
Thanks, guys, for coming, and come back anytime. Enjoy.